Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my Culminating presentation. I am very excited to share with you about my practicum at Selkirk College and in the Healthy Campus department. And this was in order to fulfill the requirements of the Bachelor of Arts in Public Health. So I'm going to start by sharing just a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Nikole Opiyo, and I was raised in a small town in the mountains of British Columbia. I do have settler colonial background. I'm married cross-culturally to my husband, who's from Kenya, and together we have 4 children. We've been living in Kenya for the last 7 years, working in maternal and child health care. And I choose to share these particular attributes about myself just because I've realized they are the main things that influenced my practicum as well as my practice in public health. So I had the pleasure of doing my practicum with Selkirk College, and Selkirk College is located on the traditional territories of the Sinites, the Silks, the Tunaha, and the Secwepemc peoples. They have 8 campuses and over 2,000 students enrolled this semester. In Selkirk College, I worked in the Healthy Campus department, and the Healthy Campus department promotes the overall holistic well-being and health of the students. They aim to create a web of caring and a culture of compassion, equality, and social justice to enhance students' college experience. Their main focuses are mental health resources, gender and inclusion, food security, sexual violence prevention, options clinic for health, stress reduction, substance abuse and harm reduction, and overall wellness. So why is student health and well-being important? Well, research shows that students' health and well-being is essential to students' success and learning, and it creates resilient, competent, and engaged citizens. Healthy Campus uses the Wellness Wheel, which as a guide for promoting health and wellness. And the Wellness Wheel is actually created by BC Campus and is based off of the First Nations Health Authority's perspective on health and wellness. So the Wellness Wheel promotes 9 different aspects of health, and it includes physical, intellectual, emotional, and more. So my role as a practicum student at Healthy Campus was to assist the Healthy Campus coordinator in planning and executing programs and events on campus for students. This was a really fun and dynamic role. My duties changed daily, and they ranged from listening and learning. I got to learn a lot about strategic planning as Selkirk College is in the process of creating their next strategic plan. I got to do a lot of collaborating and assisting in programs and events that were already in place, but I got to step in and help, like manning this table at one of the orientation events. I also got the opportunity to lead and take on projects by myself, such as creating and facilitating a harm reduction workshop for students. The biggest project that I was a part of was a regional forum, and this was a collaborative event between Selkirk College and Healthy Minds, Healthy Campus, and we gathered over 70 students from 4 different campuses, and our goal was to look at their mental health and see how Selkirk College is doing in promoting their well-being. So this was really rewarding because I was able to be a part of this project from start to finish. I was a part of this event during the planning, implementing, and evaluation stages. And I was really excited. The final product and the final report of this project is going to be shared with the relevant Selkirk College departments, as well as Healthy Minds and Healthy Campus, and will hopefully be a part of decision-making in post-secondary institutions' enhancement of students' mental health and well-being. So my number 1 learning goal for my practicum was develop and enhance new skills in networking and collaboration. So collaborative action across all sectors and interprofessional practice were the key values that did guide my practicum. And for Healthy Campus that truly have a holistic approach to student health and wellness, they must have an interprofessional approach. And they have to work with different departments, disciplines, and sectors at the college and at the community at large. This approach, I saw firsthand how it gives us extra resources and knowledge, helps us to problem solve, and inspired us to create innovative solutions. This is just an overview of all the different organizations and sectors that I did get to collaborate with during my time at Selkirk College. Again, Healthy Campus runs a variety of different programs, including mental health and harm reduction and sexual health. And I saw how they were able to collaborate with so many different organizations in order to gain all the resources and knowledge that they need to put on programs for the students. I think one of the most fun collaborations for me was I actually collaborated with a fellow practicum student, Olivia, and we worked together actually on the regional forum. And one of the collaborations that I'm most excited about is a potential collaboration between international the international department at Selkirk College and my NGO in Canada, and we're looking at potentially sending practicum students to us to serve in Kenya with us. So my area of focus during the program was global health, and Selkirk College is a really unique practicum placement for Selkirk for global health in that 36% of the student population are actually international students. And Selkirk College has recognized that international students face different health inequities than domestic students do. One of the projects I collaborated with was a food security project with some nursing students and the director of student wellness, where we looked at and gathered information of the different struggles that particularly international students had concerning food. And we came up with some good ideas and programs that I'm hoping are going to be implemented next term to help reduce those inequalities that we are watching international students face when it comes to food. This is a picture of me and Katie Comrie, and Katie is the Healthy Campus coordinator that I worked with. And one day we were in the pit, we call it, at Selkirk College, and we got chalked by an Indian student who was celebrating Holi, the Festival of Colors. And I've realized that international students, for their health and well-being, this means that they get to celebrate and share their culture with us. So one of the biggest highlights of my time at Selkirk College was engaging in the Indigenous Center on campus, and this is called The Gathering Place. And every Thursday, there was a program that we called Cultural Connections, where an Ojibwe artisan would come and teach us traditional beading. And so over the course of this semester, I would go and sit with her, and I created this lovely keychain over my time. But there was a day that I made a mistake, and I went to her to ask her to help me to correct it. And she told me, no, this is my humility stitch. And she said, we're not going to correct it, but it's going to stay there as a reminder, and we're going to learn from it. And that's what the humility stitch is. It's a reminder that we make mistakes in our life, but those are often our biggest learning opportunities. And the key is to learn from them and to not make the same mistakes again. So the call to action that resonates most with me is number 48, which states that faith groups should formally adopt the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples as a framework for reconciliation. And I am a Christian, and I work both personally and professionally in a lot of faith-based arenas. And I want to be an active part of acknowledging the mistakes that the church has made and to make sure that they're not happening again. And furthermore, I want to pursue this framework of reconciliation between different faith groups and the Indigenous peoples. So while my time at Selkirk had a lot of key insights and takeaways, I think one of the most meaningful ones was actually enjoying campus life. After being an online student through UVic, which most of us are here today, it was a lot of fun to actually be on campus. I got to sit in a library and do my homework, like this picture shows. I got to eat in a cafeteria and engage in social events and do yoga class at my lunch hours. So it was a really rewarding experience to pour into my own health and well-being as a student. One thing that did kind of spur in my head while I was doing this was that what more can post-secondary institutions do to promote health and well-being for online or remote students like us, besides having instructors like I remember Natalie and some others encouraging us in our courses to take care of our mental well-being? Is there more that UVic or other post-secondary students can do to promote the health and well-being for those of us who study remotely and online? So another really big, meaningful takeaway was finally being able to put Selkirk College on my resume like the rest of my family. So my grandfather was a principal at Selkirk many years ago. My parents, my brother, and even my husband have all worked or schooled at Selkirk College. And now I can put Selkirk College on my resume. Who knows? Maybe my children will be the fourth generation at Selkirk. This is a picture of my son who came to visit one lunch hour, and we got access to the gym, and he ran around and kicked balls, which is his favorite thing to do. It was also incredibly rewarding to serve students in my own community who will be the next generation of people who will work and build up the community that I grew up in, and the community that I really love. So it was really a gift to be able to be at Selkirk College. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Kim Verrigan and Katie Conry, who I believe have chimed in just now. They were my practicum supervisors at Selkirk College, and they made it a really fun and meaningful time for me at Selkirk. I want to thank Natalie and Heather for all your support this term in helping this time done, and to the rest of the PHSP faculty for a really wonderful academic journey. And I need to say a really big shout out to my husband, who is not here today because he is at the playground with my kids. And he has taken a really big load in our family so that I can finish my practicum and this degree. And so I'm really excited to share this accomplishment with him. So thank you very much.